Anime has turned from this thing you used to get bullied for in school to a culture, a society if you will. You got the One Piece fans persuading you that it gets better after episode 1000, Dragon Ball fans who hate Dragon Ball, and them. But let's take a step back. I'm talking 19 years ago, where an anime called Lucky Star was born by K.S.O Animation. But before we talk about this holy grail, a moment of silence for the lost ones in the fire of K.S.O Animation Studio. Rest well, and let's get to it. Lucky Star was a slice-of-life anime that featured characters such as Tsukasa Hiragi, Miyuki Takara, Kagami Hiragi, and Konata Izumi. We follow these characters in the ordinary endeavors of life and get to hear them talk about relatable shit throughout the episodes. Konata Izumi is portrayed as the main character of the show. She's a hardcore otaku and gamer. Snarky, eccentric, and lazy, Konata is a character a lot of us can relate to. Who doesn't go through the motions of laziness? It's just her and her dad in the house due to her mother's passing, who died shortly after she was born. But as seen from episode 22 of The Yonder Here, she still lives in their hearts and misses them dearly. Kagami Hiragi, a smartass and tsundere who can't cook and clean for shit, but under all that is a sweet shy girl who loves her friends. Her and Konata always go back and forth with each other, Kagami always poking at Konata's height and Konata pointing out Kagami's hidden quirks like how she wished she was in the same class with the rest and her constant fear of getting overweight. They love each other, don't they? Tsukasa Hiragi is clearly not the sister of Kagami Hiragi, and is pretty much the better version of her. Cooks, cleans, and is pretty open about how she feels, but is pretty naive. Probably the most innocent of the bunch. And lastly, we have Miyuki Takara, who is the saint of the group. An angel, if you will. Smart, friendly, and clumsy, we got the whole moe package here. With these four characters in harmony, we concoct the legendary show, Lucky Star. Overall, Lucky Star is about nothing. There's no story, no plot, no major arcs with character development. Nothing. And that's the beauty of it. Lucky Star is just a show you can go brain dead to. Normally when I watch TV need to go do something, I'd pause it, leave, come back, and turn it on. With Lucky Star, I keep that shit on because it doesn't matter what they were talking about. It's like background noise to me now. I was looking at reviews and some guy said, "This anime is just screaming out the word boredom. Who on earth would want to sit and watch schoolgirls talk about different ways to cut food for 5 friggin' minutes?" Me! That's the best part of the show! They talk about nothing! What the media needs to understand is that you don't need to have some convoluted plotline to drag people in. You could sit there and have two cute anime girls talk about how much they shat last night, and I'd watch as if it were SpongeBob. It's just good, it's casual, it's not dependent on being funny, but it has its moments. If you didn't like it, yeah, that's fine, man. We all have our different opinions. Although some people like yours are legitimate dog shit and awful, and I'm really surprised your vocal cords haven't been ripped out of you for uttering such useless garbage. Now, I love this show to death, man, but the only issue I could possibly have with it is the dubs of some characters. It's like most of the female characters' voices are super exaggerated. Especially Patricia Martin. I'm not trying to go for any voice actors, but it's just really out of place. But I think that comes with most dubs in general. Oh. But we can't forget about my boy Shiraishi from the Lucky Star Show. The Lucky Star Show is a program that's broadcasted at the end of each episode, featuring the host Akira Kogami and assistant Minoru Shiraishi. He's literally always getting his shit kicked right back into his ass from Kogami, who's a two-faced cuck who loves the spotlight. But after literal eons of eternal abuse and constipation that's been induced because of her, he's done taking all this shit and this man snaps. Very based, Shiraishi. Very based. The show's just super chill. You got shows like Nichijou that'll make you laugh. Can we talk about Nichijou? We're gonna talk about Nichijou. Nichijou, a very similar show to Lucky Star, but its comedy is its main selling point and why it's so amazing. The show follows our main trio Mio, Mai, and Yuko living the everyday life as we all do. But, you know the smallest inconveniences we experience in this life of ours? Let's make the most intense, emotional, stomach-curling situation out of it. We got Yuko basically having a very realistic mental breakdown to Starbucks orders. She goes through every single emotion and the employee is right along with her. But let's be real. What the shit is a Dompio? And why does tall mean short? You also got Mio trying to hide her drawn pornos from the cops, even trying to bribe him. When all else fails and he eventually gets the bag, all hell breaks loose. Even the side characters are super interesting. Nano, a robot, and Hakase, meaning professor. She's never had an established name, although she's an 8-year-old sport. Now, as we know, kids will be kids. They do not know any better. So do not take this as me slandering children. And even though I do find the thought of punching children funny and them falling down the stairs to be comical, I do not, and I would never, condone these acts myself. Who created Nano, and we have Sakamoto, a condescending smug cat. The three of them have such pure interactions. Nano finding out all the crazy functionalities she has in her body and wanting to have a normal life, but Hakase being an ass doesn't want that. It used to make me upset, but now knowing that she got to go to school and experience hell for herself, we're cool now. Now we all know what a tsundere is. Someone who's physically and emotionally abusive, but actually loves the person they insult, or something along those lines. Imagine that, but the way they cope with their own embarrassment is to pull out tanks and nuclear weapons and shoot them directly at their crush with no hesitation whatsoever. That's Tachibana and her love interest Sasahara. This man takes these shots like a goddamn champ. It's 100% certified he could beat Goku. It's so easy to tell by the exaggerated voice acting, facial expressions, and amazing animation in the most unnecessary scenes that everyone must have had so much fun making this. I hope. It's one of the few animes that's actually made me laugh. There are some bits that happen for literal seconds, some that happen out of nowhere, and some that are just so drawn out. Nichijou's thing is to take a small situation and make a Dark Souls fight out of it, but the boss has undefined health, so that shit ain't ending anytime soon, and neither is the joke. Another thing they'll do is bring a joke back that happened in the beginning, or just have nonsensical stuff happening in the background, much like I do. Lucky Star and Nichijou. Two sides of the same coin. Lucky Star being about chilling out and talking about relatable shit, and Nichijou, a full-on comedy. Lucky Star talking about different ways to eat a chocolate coronet, and Nichijou, most intense arm wrestling competition you've ever seen. In my opinion, if you liked either one of these shows, you're bound to like the other. Lucky Star actually has an OVA I haven't watched yet, though I'm on the last couple episodes and I don't want the magic to go away yet.
It's the only thing keeping me sane.
Seven months. Honestly, at this point, it's probably been 9, 10, 11, it's probably been 2 decades by now. Me getting this video out took forever. I went through so much shit, so much unbelievable shit you wouldn't believe. A lot of it was a lack of motivation, laziness, or just technical problems that I couldn't figure out. But if you're seeing this video, then I'm clearly insanely happy with it, and it's great. I've been in a really bad slump recently and I've finally been able to do this and I feel really great about it. I just really like creating things, though I'm still trying to find my own niche. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.